Namaste, beautiful. Welcome to Yoga is the Answer. Today the question is, what can I do to help me stay in Shavasana for longer? And these few little bits of advice for different levels of practitioners, different types of people, are my answers. Number one, you can make yourself so tired with your practice that you are just absolutely delighted to lie in Shavasana for 10 to 20 minutes. To help you with that, you can take some of my classes, either the moderate to high intensity or the high intensity classes. They will hopefully tire you out and make you just want to lie there, want to let everything integrate. Number two, you can make yourself so relaxed that it's easier by the time you get to Shavasana to continue to relax without moving. You can try my low intensity classes for that type of experience. Number three, and so this one is something that we are actually taught in traditional Hatha Yoga. You can count backwards from 27 to 0. So you can count your long, slow breaths from 27 to 0, starting over if you lose count. So this way you're actually kind of doing something, right? So rather than just like lying there and waiting, it's giving you something to do, which can be helpful. I would recommend this as kind of a step along the way to being able to rest without any kind of effort at all. However, it is quite useful, and I still do it sometimes when I'm feeling a little bit antsy. Number four, you can guide yourself through progressive muscle relaxation. So like I do in most of the classes, starting by relaxing the toes and then going all the way up to the crown of the head. This will help you to, again, be giving yourself something to do so that it doesn't feel like this endless amount of time. And it will also, obviously, of course, help you to be more relaxed and get to a more relaxed state. So then even after you finish doing the relaxation in your head, you can then stay for a little bit longer. If you do it slowly enough, you don't need to stay much longer after you finish. So if you would want to combine the last two, so you can first do the progressive muscle relaxation and then count down from 27. That is actually what I do when I am teaching the classes. For the most part, I will guide you through, right, the relaxation, and then I count down from 27. But I actually do it for kind of like the opposite effect. I do it so that I can maintain my awareness, so that I don't go into some place and then not come out of Shavasana, which, to be honest, has happened before. Sometimes I've like had to cut it because I just like, I don't know where I go somewhere, even when I'm teaching. So if you're at home practicing alone, it doesn't matter, right? You can stay there for as long as you need to, unless you have something to do afterwards, right? And so number five, this one is the one that I most use now when I need to. And so number five is to remind yourself that Shavasana is where the integration happens. And so this one can be difficult at the beginning when we haven't had evidence yet for ourselves of this being the case, right? So every yoga teacher in the world tells you, oh, this is where the integration happens. Shavasana is so important. Shavasana is the most important part of the practice. If you skip Shavasana, you're not getting the benefits. And we can say that until we are as blue in the face as Shiva himself. But seriously, we can keep saying that, and it doesn't mean anything until you experience it yourself. So, to help yourself with that, what you can do is access some of the first things that I said to help yourself to stay in Shavasana for longer. And then you can make some kind of record of your experiences. So maybe you want to journal, maybe you write down like, how long did I stay in Shavasana this day? And then like afterwards or at the end of the day or something, you log how you feel. Something like that. You can adapt it to your own wants and needs, right? You can also look at photos of yourself from the past. You can recall back ways of feeling from the past up until, various points where you did start to stay in Shavasana for longer. And then once you can see this transformation happening in yourself, and you can attribute it to being able to stay in Shavasana for longer, to actually receiving those benefits while you're there in stillness, then when you're lying there and you get that itch, you get that, urge to move, you can tell yourself, remember, this is where the integration happens. Remember, this is the most important part of the practice. And then it will be able to help you stay there for longer. And like I said, there are days that I need to use this one, because sometimes I'll wake up a little bit later in the morning and I want to get to what I'm doing. And so I start like, and I'm like, you just did all of that for nothing if you don't lie here and chill out, So those are my 5 little pieces of advice. Take what works for you, leave what doesn't. Remember that there might be different things that work at different times in your cycles, in your life, in your week, in your whatever. Yeah. And let me know how it goes. I would love to hear if any of these things were helpful or if any of these things were not helpful. All right. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you for watching. Thank yourself for being dedicated to the practice of yoga and for even wanting to be able to stay in Shavasana for longer. You will see the benefits. I promise you. Okay. Sending so much love. Namaste.